to face with the man they have come to kill.
One great image that comes out of this is the fact that bin Laden's final sight on this earth was the muzzle of a U.S. Navy SEAL. For those of us who've been looking for bin Laden for a long time, to know that that was the last thing that he saw is actually a moment of joy.
Confirmed, Geronimo, EKIA.
It was announced that Geronimo, the code name they developed for bin Laden, was EKIA, enemy killed in action.
Gasps, literally. The president just said, "We got him. We got him."
This was a big gamble, and I think at the time I said something very brief. I said, "We got him." But there was no whooping, there was no hollering, there was no high-fiving inside the Situation Room. At that point, all of us were focused on, are these guys going to get out safely?
The SEALs have been on the ground for 20 minutes. They have just 10 minutes left to complete the raid, and there is no certainty that the man they shot is Osama bin Laden.
The early reports were that the individual that was believed bin Laden was taken down. We weren't certain that it was him until we could do a more extensive identification check.
The team has just a few minutes to do all it can to identify the man they shot. They use an unorthodox method to gauge his height.
Interestingly, they didn't have a tape measure to go ahead and measure him. One of his defining qualities was that he was very tall. And so one of the taller SEALs actually laid down next to the body for them to make sure that he was of the required height to be bin Laden. They took facial recognition photos, uplinked them back to the forensics database people in Afghanistan and Washington.
Standing by for visual
Confirmation.
Stand by for identification.
When you look at an individual, it's different than looking at a poster. You know, there's doubles. And you look at an individual and you go, you know what, I think that's bin Laden. Would you stake your kid's life on it? What is the hesitation? That's why you do DNA.
For accurate DNA testing, they'll have to wait until several hours after they get the body back to their base in Jalalabad.
All of us, I think, took pause, not wanting to get too excited. Number one, because they're operating in pitch darkness and identification could not be certain. Number two, our guys still weren't out of there, and we had one helicopter sitting in the middle of the compound.
With one Black Hawk down, there isn't enough room for everyone on the remaining Black Hawk helicopter. So the two backup Chinook helicopters come to the rescue to take the SEALs, the body, and any evidence of Al-Qaeda's activities out of the country. But the Chinooks can be detected by Pakistani radar, and their deafening engines wake the military town of Abbottabad. In a nearby building, a web designer begins to tweet.
A helicopter hovering above Abbottabad at 1 a.m. is a rare event.
The SEALs have been on the ground 33 minutes. According to plan, they should have left 3 minutes ago. They are now taking a big risk, as the Pakistani military could arrive at any second. The most critical part of their mission is to bring back the dead man's body. If they have indeed killed Osama bin Laden, this is their only proof.
Wow.
Back in the compound, other SEAL teams still need to complete their search.
Only half minutes to go through this entire three-story building, plus the outbuildings, garbage areas and such, and grab anything that they were going to for later examination by the intelligence community.
In one of the rooms, they discover what they're looking for. A huge cache of intelligence. including Al-Qaeda's plans for terrorist attacks across the world.
He left a tremendous digital trail that for any intelligence professional is a treasure trove, and that I thought was a bit surprising.
Garbage bags full, big old burly special operations guys literally hauling this stuff back to the Chinook as fast as they could.
One critical decision remains: what to do about the crashed helicopter.
You can't take the helicopter with you. So your choices are, do you leave it intact and ask for it back, or do you destroy it?
They can't afford to let $60 million worth of stealth technology fall into enemy hands. But the explosion caused by destroying the helicopter is sure to alert the Pakistani authorities. It's a risk they have to take. While one team flies out with the body, a second team guards the women and children that are all being left behind.
Another team was going back to the wreckage and setting demolition charges to destroy the avionics, the crypto gear, and the mission computer inside.
For safe measure, they roll thermite grenades inside the cockpit.
Firing!
The SEALs have just announced their presence to the world. The Pakistani Air Force can scramble F-16s to Abbottabad in just 6 minutes. And the Black Hawk helicopter carrying the body still needs fuel to make it across the Afghan border.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong. You just need to prepare for them all the way to the finish.
I love